So would you rather have your inner critic as a podcast co-host or your ex as your mindfulness teacher? Who is my inner critic? That's me.
Yeah, that's basically all your negative thought streams.
It's a podcast co-host. Wow, that's a party.
Be careful what you're saying, Martin.
Yeah.
Maybe people don't like it. Maybe better shut up.
You are so beautiful, but you're ugly.
So, giving you a compliment and right away snatching it back. When we are thinking that we need to work incredibly hard and hustle and create stress in ourselves in order to achieve, that we're doing exactly the opposite. We're fighting the ease of life.
Cut.
Take one. Welcome to the Art of Being Human podcast, where Martin and Ruben will take you on a journey you will never forget. And today's episode is really nice because I've prepared a little bit of a game for us to play.
Oh,
and it's going to be something that we're not prepared for because the game includes questions that are going to be totally random. And we're going to go through those questions. And it's all sorts of questions that are related to would you rather. And it gives us two different situations. Then we get to talk about these two different situations. We get to understand which we both prefer and why. And maybe it brings out another conversation as well. And then if we are done with the question, we can continue to the next question. And we built this with a platform that if you are curious in playing this game as well, you can always sign up to our newsletter. We will share a link to that somewhere, wherever you're watching this, in the comments or in the description. And then you can also play this game yourself by signing up for it. So totally for free. But let's first get into it and play it.
I just wanted to say, only now it's $19.99, but okay, fine. It's for free. Yeah.
Martin's one is $19.99. With me, you get it for free. So just make sure you contact the right person.
I did added some small like stimulated sort of semi-erotic voice effects to it. So that's my version. Yeah.
Okay. So every time you have a question, you're like, oh, that's a fascinating question. Don't you like this either?
That's such a good answer.
Yeah.
You are such a good girl and such a good boy.
You can select as well if you're a boy or girl or of course, neither of them.
and neither.
Neither.
You are such a good in between. I like in between.
Oof. Now I get it. Now I want to buy it.
It goes everywhere, man.
Yeah, man. I will listen to that in my bed at night. I will probably put
I need
that
a new house, so I need to fund it, you know.
There we go. There we go. It's also good affirmations for sleeping, I think. I'm laying in bed and you're like, oh, you're such a good boy. You sleep so well. I would love to hear that.
I'm going to do something with this.
That's right. I'm so good. I'm such a good boy. I sleep so well. Yeah, you are such a good boy. Oh, I love you. I love that.
Now keep your eyes closed. Now, focus really good. Something is infiltrating your body, and it's fine. Just let it be. Do you like that?
Ooh. Now it gets scary. Now I don't know if I want it anymore. Now it gets. I mean, you said semi-erotic, but that gets quite erotic.
It's a little happy thought. Little happy thought. It has a smile. It smiles upon you. Little happy thoughts.
It's just a thought.
Yeah, it's just a thought. There we go. And you turn into a deeper sleep. Yes, very good. Oh, you are such a good little piggy. Oh, yes.
Can you imagine if people would listen to this podcast episode as the first episode? And they're like, what the fuck are these guys talking about? Love it.
We already have a little build up, people, so hey, yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
let's dive into it, Ben.
Eventually, this is the the Heart of Being Human podcast, and it does mean that what we're focused on in this entire podcast has everything to do with,
Being
going
hard.
deep and being real and being raw, but also, with a smile on our face and just having fun and not taking ourselves too seriously.
No.
Yep. And I mean, the main reason why we're here is because we want to have fun, And if you get something out of it in the meantime, that's nice. There we go. That should be our that should be our title song.
Boys just yeah, why not?
We just make an AI voice, and then we get the girls to change into boys, and then there we go. There we go.
It's all they really want. Yeah, why not?
And then we
sing a jingle of that.
We sing it together. There we go.
Oh, boys just wanna have fun.
And then with your voice, just like we just had the semi-erotic voice on the background. Yeah, they want to have fun.
So they really want some fun. When the podcast starting, son, oh boys, they want to have fun.
Ooh,
boys,
we're getting onto something right now. Now I'm actually starting to consider this as a jingle. It's good.
Works. It works. When the podcast starting, son. Oh, boys, they want to have fun. Hey, I do like it. I do like it.
That's so good. Yeah. So let's jump into our game, shall we?
Jump into it. Yes, let's go.
Let us go. So if you do have a possibility of watching this podcast, because it's always in video, you can watch it on YouTube and on Spotify, then you will right now see a screen which shows us, and I have to open it on my screen as well, that shows us a kind of what is it? Kind of website. And it shows us press enter or next to spin. And what are we gonna spin? It's gonna be a bunch of different kinds of would you rather questions where we are proposed with two different options, and we gotta choose which one do we stand by and why. And you can, like I said, you can also play this game if you want. Just sign up for the email with the link below, and you'll get this in your email inbox. So, are you ready for the first question, Martin?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oof. There we go. We're gonna spin it now. It's spinning. And the question that came, Martin, you wanna read it?
Would you rather be stuck in a constant state of enlightenment, but everyone thinks you're just lazy, or constantly hustle, but everyone thinks you're wise?
You choose.
Be stuck in a constant state of enlightenment, but everyone thinks you're just lazy. Yeah, that's part of my life already. Or constantly hustle, but everyone thinks you're wise. Constantly hustle, but everyone thinks you're wise. I'll go for the first one.
And why?
Because, well, at the end, I'd rather have me knowing where I am. And I mean, opinions are just opinions. Opinions will only hurt you or touch you or trigger you or activate you, or in any other case, be sort of like a nuisance to you, or something, doesn't matter. But if you're already in a state of enlightenment, it's okay, because you only attract that which is truly yours, right?
Yep.
So others' opinions is just another man's or another woman's opinion, or anything in between.
Yeah.
Although the opinions in between are different. They are different. But I would still cast that out with my ray of enlightenment. So no, it's that definitely the first one for me. How about you?
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, for me the same thing, and it's interesting. This specific question, there's there's a bunch of questions that I created. There's a bunch of questions that I also created together with the use of ChatGPT, and this was one of those. And it was interesting to me because it's to me an obvious answer, but it does show something that is very interesting because of the fact that our ego is so much wanting everyone to think something positive about us, right? We've talked about this in previous episodes, our addiction to love and, and confirmation. It does create this like, oh yeah, but then everyone at least likes us. And it's like, yeah, okay, but once you're enlightened, and it's of course difficult to imagine that, but the moments that I've been in states where I felt more centered, more connected to myself. Maybe you can call that enlightenment, but without the label, I would call it at least in a state of a lot of self-love. Then indeed there is no need for anyone to think anything of me for my own need. There's like just, yeah, whatever you think, man. Sure, go ahead. You really, like, maybe thousands of years ago, as cavemen and women, we needed the confirmation of our group, because if we did not, then we maybe got casted out of the group and we would be alone, and then we would die. So it's a matter of survival. But that just doesn't exist anymore. If we now get casted out of our group, then there's just enough other groups we can join into for our social connections. And besides that, there's a lot of things that we can just do by ourselves that keep us at least surviving. So it's very very interesting to see this question come up and being asked by ChatGPT, I think, because it does represent a certain state of consciousness in it, right? That we're okay, I'm gonna hustle, and to a certain degree it also applies to me. Even though I would choose the first one, I do see myself sometimes doing more, of taking more action, not so much out of inspiration and flow, but out of this underlying belief system that I am not good enough, which in turn could mean, well, I want everyone to think I'm good enough, or I want everyone to think I'm wise in this question. So it's an interesting question, because of course I would choose the first one, and sometimes I behave more as the second one.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. That's also sort of like how society influences you, right?
It's all about working hard and like showing that you're doing really well, and like there's a cool thing about, I'm making, as an entrepreneur, making 80 hours a week is cool, oh, you're so focused, you're so passionate, you're so going for it, hustle, even more in the US, I would say, than in the Netherlands or in Germany. But it's definitely in a Western culture very ingrained, at least. And I mean, also in certain Eastern cultures, I think if you look at China or Japan, they also have a very strong, you have to perform kind of mentality. I've heard some terrible stories about suicide rates in China being so high because of this immense pressure that people have.
It's the rat race.
The rat race. Yeah, you gotta keep on running in your rat. Oh no, in your hamster rat. That's what it's called. In your hamster rat, you gotta keep on running and running and running. Don't stop. Stopping will be terrible. Then everything falls apart.
Yeah, right? Which is absolutely the different part. Yeah, no, I definitely.
And once you're enlightened, you know that. Once you're enlightened, you do know that more.
I know.
Well, preaching to the choir here.
It's okay. I know.
No, but it's once you are more, let's say, if I take away the word enlightenment and I go to the word, once you are more connected to, let's say, source, universe, the one, it's so obvious that everything is love, and that in the essence, if you let yourself fall deep enough, all that remains is love. And so when we are thinking that we need to work incredibly hard and hustle and create stress in ourselves in order to achieve or create or be enough, that we're actually doing exactly the opposite, because we're kind of fighting. We're fighting the ease of life that is actually the safety net of life. So if we let ourselves fall deep enough, we fall into the safety net of love. But what we're doing whilst we're falling is we're trying to grab onto all sorts of things on the side, because we're thinking that when we fall, we're going to hit a bunch of spikes that are on the bottom that are going to pierce us or whatever. And it's just not the case. Eventually, if we really let go, and then the mind can be like, yeah, but there's also homeless people on the street, and I really don't want to live like that, and da 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 da. Well, first of all, how do you know that the homeless guy is less happy than you? I've spoken to some homeless people, because I'm always interested in human beings and why they do what they do, and how they came to a certain life path, if that's success or not. And so I've also spoken to some homeless people that have consciously chosen to become homeless, and that have actually expressed that they sounded really, really sane. They were not just telling a bullshit story or just in their own world or whatever, but really sanely sharing how they are actually happier now, because they do not have anything that they need to, that holds them back, because they can be okay with having nothing. And I think that's a beautiful thing. It doesn't mean that I want to be homeless, but it to be able to let everything go and be happy is, well, maybe enlightenment.
Maybe it is. I tried the same as you did, but then I went to their house, but I couldn't find them.
There we go.
It's beautiful. No, but seriously, I'm making a joke now, of course, but it's just to, it's not to in any way negate your answer in a different way. I absolutely agree in that part, due to the moments and the conversations that I also have with homeless people. Most of the times it's really out of free action. They decided for themselves to live a life like that.
I don't know if it's most of the time or how many of the times it is. I'm sure there's a lot of people that are homeless because addictions, and they just get stuck and they can't take care of themselves anymore, or whatever it is, and they're actually miserable, right? I'm not going to be saying that that's not also the case.
There are some degrees to it, right?
There's also the same thing. There's rich people that are happy, and there's rich people that are also very, very sad. I guess I'm just trying to say it's not so much depending on your life from an outside perspective. And so the ability to let go of everything.
Yeah.
And then realize that in the end, if you really let go, and I've experienced this viscerally when I did my first Vipassana, where 10 days long I was meditating for 12 hours a day. On day 7, and this was the first time I was doing like actual meditation, because before that I meditated maybe with Headspace, this app. I meditated maybe once or twice a week for 5 to 10 minutes.
Oh, I know that one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's you see clouds going by basically in your head, clouds of thought going by. And yeah, it was kind of interesting to experience, but I mainly did it because I just heard that meditation is something really good for you. And never really tapped into it that much. But then, because of some people that I trusted and believed in telling me that meditation is so important, I was like, you know what? If I do something, I want to do it well. So let me just dive in by actually going to a retreat. I went to Thailand, and I went to a 10-day retreat, 12 hours per day of meditation. Most difficult thing I've ever done, I'll tell you that. And I've done it 4 times by now, but it's really incredibly difficult. And it's so strange, right? Because all you're doing is you're sitting on a cushion and you're in silence, and you're simply observing basically the area above your upper lip and your nose, and you're observing that area, and you're observing it. And every time a thought comes in, you just bring it back and you observe that space. But what then at one point starts happening is that your mind starts having this kind of like, I don't want to focus on this thing, I just want to think. And then you're like, no, we're not going to think. And then suddenly there's this argument inside of your head. And you're like, wait, I'm arguing now whilst I'm just sitting on a pillow. I don't have anything to do. Food is organized for me 3 times a day or 2 times a day, because in the evening you don't really eat. But 2 times a day, I can sleep in a nice bed. Everything is okay. But I'm having a war inside of me. What the fuck? It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy what happens. And then having put myself into that position, the first time I did this, I was doubting if it's actually something that works. So the main argument I was having in my head was like, yeah, you're now sitting here, but you're wasting your time, and this doesn't work. And does it actually work? Or, it's like all sorts of thoughts coming up. And then on day 7, I got so incredibly frustrated that I walked out of the room at a time where you're not supposed to walk out, because they call it like aditan, which is Sanskrit for strong will. And the idea is that during the aditan hour, you sit in one position and you do not move. Which, that position isn't on a chair, which makes it easier. It's sitting in cross-legged position, which, for those Thai guys sitting there that have done that probably in their entire life was easier. But for our Western legs that are used to chairs and not sitting on the ground and having your legs crossed like this, that was terrible. I couldn't do it for 20 minutes on the first day.
Mm-hmm.
But then after day 4, I think they introduced this aditan, where they invite you to stay seated for an hour in one specific position and you do not leave the room. Then I was like, okay, I'm going to start practicing this. I'm going to get better. I'm going to stay longer. And then after 20 minutes, it would start hurting. I'm like, oh, it hurts so much. But okay, what if that hurt? Because that's what they explained. What if that hurt is only mental? What if that is actually just something like, what if pain is just a mental construct? Okay, and then the thought would come up, yeah, but maybe I'm sitting in this position too long and I will lose my ability to walk. Maybe I'm blocking nerves, or there's no blood anymore in my leg for too long, and then I cannot walk anymore. And that actually made the pain worse when you start believing those thoughts. So at one point I just committed. I said, okay, I'm going to just trust them, that if they say it's just mental, and I'm just going to sit there. And it took me a couple of times to actually get to the hour. In the beginning, it was 20 minutes, then 30 minutes, then 40 minutes. And at one point, I was at this 45-minute mark, I think. I mean, you don't know exactly what time it is because you don't see a clock, but I felt around that time. I was like, okay, let me sit through it now. Whatever now happens, I just made a clear commitment. I am going to sit here for that entire hour until Goenka, the teacher, starts his ending chant, his ending song, basically, which makes you know, okay, in 2 minutes when the song is ended, you're done. And that was an interesting experience because I sat there in that cross-legged position and I felt the intense pain. And I just said, okay, but I'm just going to be here. I've made the full commitment. And so this pain at one point turned into an electrical impulse being moved from my leg into my head. And I'm just going to stop presenting so we have ourselves on full screen here so I can see you also well. And
thank you. That was my thought.
Hey, I picked it up. And it was so incredibly interesting that suddenly I didn't feel pain anymore. I just simply could notice an electrical impulse being sent from the body to the brain. And the brain interprets that signal. But it wasn't interpreting it anymore as pain. It was just a signal. This is a really, really interesting state to come into. And it made me one point think, I remember being in high school and having seen a monk, a Vietnamese monk, light himself on fire as a way of, what do you call that, as a strike or to make a point, against the government from that time. It was black and white picture, I don't know, years 50s, 60s, I don't know, somewhere there. And you see him sitting up straight, being on fire. He threw gasoline over himself, he lit him on fire, and he's on fire. And not in the good way, I'm on fire of like, I'm going so well, I'm like, everything is going. No, he was literally on fire. And he just sat there in total presence. And then suddenly I was like, is this maybe what that means? That all pain is actually mental and there's an ability to go behind the pain, basically. Let's say the pain is just the experience that we have here in this three-dimensional reality, but as soon as you go outside of the three-dimensional reality with your mind, you can also overcome the sensations of pain. That's kind
Mind
of
over
what
body.
yeah, basically. That's basically what came in that moment to me, and that was a very powerful experience. But then a day after that or something, it was also interesting because then the ego is like, oh, I can now do this. I'm now so good at it. I had such a good meditation. Oh, I'm such a good meditator. And then the next day or the next hour, you have a shitty meditation and you're like, wait, I thought I could do this. What's going on? I can't even anymore sit with my thoughts. It's hurting again. You know, it's like this, it's not integrated yet in a way. So at one point I was just so pissed off on day 7, I decided, you know what, I'm just going to go out. I'm just going to go out and I'm just gonna walk around in the area where you're actually not even supposed to be going. So first of all, I went out. That was already a thing that was like, oh, why is he going out? And second of all, I went to an area where you're not supposed to go. There was like so much. My mind was so much. You're telling me I cannot do all of this, and you tell me I have to just sit here and sit still. No, fuck you. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna walk around and I'm gonna go out of the borders. You know, out of the border was just into the nature there, basically. And then I at one point did that, and then I just was aware of how miserable I was, how I was judging, and then of course I was like, now you're doing this, and you're supposed to not, and da da da. And then that evening, there's the discourse every night, which is like an hour where you hear Goenka, the teacher, speak about the meditation and something that you might be experiencing, and creating clarity on it. And that night, he really hit home for me because what he talked about was, okay, so you're doing this practice and you're meditating, and then suddenly you're noticing that there's something that's not working. And I'm paraphrasing, he didn't say it like that, but I'm paraphrasing it how the insight came to me. And something's not working. But why are you judging that it's not working? Why are you not just okay that it's not working? And that insight was so crazy deep for me. I was like, for 7 days, I was asking myself, does this meditation work? Does this thing help me get anything out of it? And even if it was no, why was I having such a difficult time just sitting there? Why couldn't I just sit there? And that just opened something up. And after that discourse, there was another 1 hour meditation before sleep. And I sat there. And I had an experience. I can still not explain how it exactly felt, but it was as if every atom was feelable, and I could feel the vibration of my atoms and my field just vibrating and vibrating. It's like, and it was orgasmic. It was ecstatic. It was like ecstasy. I was just sitting there and I was like, whoa, this is amazing. Complete and utter bliss. Maybe a state of enlightenment for a short amount of time, potentially. But, oh my God, so good. So incredible.
And this was after you sat there for a week.
Yeah. That was on day 7 out of 10.
Day 7. And so this was also after the moment that you went outside and you were like,
that was on like day 5 or something like that. Yeah.
And then suddenly a state of bliss. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. How you cannot. You have to experience it yourself. I guess.
Yeah, it is definitely something you have to experience. But it's the essence is it's incredible that we actually do have everything within us. So the moment that our ego tells us that we need something outside of us to tell us we're good enough, that's the illusion.
Yes.
The illusion of separation, that we are separate from love, that we are separate from each other, that we are not good enough, which is the experience that I think we chose as a soul before we came on this earth. We chose to experience this separation in order to learn how to reconnect again. You basically come from oneness. We're all one. And then at one point you ask the question, is there anything but oneness? And then you experience the possibility of being something separate from oneness. You're not actually separate, but you have the experience of it by having this three-dimensional reality where I'm in this body and you're in that body, and we're looking at each other and we can call each other names and say negative things about each other, and then I feel lack because I feel like, oh, you need to like me in order for me to be okay. And so then we are fully living the three-dimensional illusion, which is very real, right? It's an illusion, but it's a real experience. We're really experiencing this pain of not being liked by people around us. And even though I had that experience, I'm not free from that. I also have that. But I also have the opportunity, due to all these meditations, that the moment that a feeling of not being good enough comes in, instead of having a reaction of I either need to then fix something so that the other person does like me, or I need to make the other person wrong, because if they think I'm wrong, then if I make them wrong, then it doesn't matter anymore what they think because they're wrong, right? So you project something onto someone else. And then I'm free, because then I don't feel the pain anymore. Well, yes, that's a way to do it on the short term. But the funny thing is, since it is something inside of you that you're lacking, you're always going to be finding that lack, because no one is ever going to continuously acknowledge you and be positive about you. Even as parents, we don't. Even as parents, we have this experience where, right now Noah is still so young and everything that he does is just what he does. And it's much easier to just, yeah, it's all good. It's just, and just continue loving him. But once he starts getting older, there's going to be a point where I'm going to be asking him to take responsibility for certain things and not to do certain things. And if he does do certain things and they annoy me, then I might even, tell him that it's wrong what he's doing. And that might give him the feeling of not being good enough. And I think that's that's the journey of life, that in our childhood, we get to experience this feeling of not being good enough from our parents and from our surroundings. Hopefully as little as possible is my intention with Noah. But what my ex-girlfriend sometimes also said is, you're always going to fuck up your kids, in that sense that you can't do it perfectly, because if you gave them so much love, then maybe their trauma later is they didn't have enough freedom. And when you give them a lot of freedom, they say, oh, I didn't have enough love. There's always something there.
There's always something, yeah.
And that's just life path, I think. That's just what this three-dimensional duality experience is about. And once we then get older, we get consciousness and we get the ability to not react anymore to these feelings with projection. For example, like I said before, this projection of, oh, someone is doing something wrong to me, so I need to make them wrong, or I need to defend myself or whatever. But then to just acknowledge the trigger, acknowledge the feeling inside of us, and to transform it by sitting with it. Just simply sitting with it. Just simply allowing it. And that's something that I right now also practice a lot, actually. Just simply allowing all my feelings and my thoughts, and yeah, you're allowed to be there. You're completely, that's fine. Yeah, you're also allowed. Yeah. And this thought, but this is really a problem in my life. Yeah, that thought is also allowed. Little rant.
Little.
Did you already fall asleep?
No, I mean, I kept up. I had 5 yawns, I think.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. They can be there. It's normal, right? Because I mean, if you're in full listening mode, listening is best. I'm not really like an active listener, right? I listen while I relax, like really relax. But yeah, no, I mean, oh, good, man. Sometimes, you can have your little rant or big rant. It doesn't matter. So good.
Thank you that you gave me that confirmation. Do you think that I hustled enough? Do you think I'm wise enough now?
My perception doesn't matter. It's all about how you perceive it yourself.
Please, Martin, confirm me.
I am not going to give you any.
Let's move on to the next question. I think we just did one. This is nice. We can play this game, I think, multiple episodes.
Yeah, 2 questions, then we're done.
Loving it. Okay. So, we're back here. Ready for the next question, Martin?
Would you rather be stuck in a constant state of enlightenment. Hey, this is the
No.
same.
I said, are you ready for the next question? Are you ready for it?
Tricked me there, you little scoundrel.
You will know when the next question comes, because I created a little nice animation for when it changes. Look at that. 1, 2, 3. Pew. Would you rather?
Would you rather live in a monastery for 1 year or spend 1 year at a family reunion? Well, I already know your answer.
Well, that would be definitely difficult, though. But yeah, probably. Yeah.
Live in a monastery for 1 year or spend 1 year at a family reunion. Well, Ruben, enlighten me.
I'll keep my answer short, then you have more space. I will definitely stay in a monastery for 1 year. And for all the reasons that I've just shared before, that meditation has been such a powerful thing. And I've even thought sometimes that even if I'm doing certain things and my mind is thinking, oh, that's going to be difficult, oh, that's going to be scary, oh, maybe that's going to go wrong, then I'm always have this baseline of like, well, if everything goes to shit, I lose my partner or whatever. Now in this case, I haven't thought that thought, but it pops in now. If Noah would, when he grows up, wouldn't want to be with his father somehow for whatever reason, that would be definitely a difficult pill to swallow. Or if I lose all my money, or whatever, I will always have the possibility to just sit and meditate. And I was the happiest I could be during that time when I shared this experience just now on the 7th day. That was a bliss state. So I already experienced that. I was not like it's just gonna in a week be there again per se. But I definitely can get there, and I don't need anything else. And that gives a lot of freedom. It gives a lot of freedom to just live my life the way that I want it and not be scared of different types of outcome, because everything will eventually be fine. So for me, definitely the monastery. Also, spending 1 year at a family reunion. I mean, they say spend a weekend. If you think you're enlightened, which is funny because we just had the enlightenment question. If you think you're enlightened, spend a weekend at your family. I love my family, and at the same time we have such different perspectives on life that a weekend is definitely enough. For me.
Subtle. So if you're listening, family of Ruben, he loves you very much.
Yeah. For a weekend. Yeah. Okay. So, martini.
Martini. Okay. I get that. Although it's gotta be rough for you, though. I mean, there could be more moments, when I guess it's like a continuous fight against those moments that you described before, right?
Yeah, it would continue happening.
You're like, damn it, I don't want to go. I want to go.
Like I said, I've done it 4 times now, this 10-day retreat. And it's not like every time it gets easier. The third one was actually the most difficult one from all 4.
Damn.
Yeah. It's
we should
just
go together.
There's layers and layers and layers of thought streams and negative patterns inside of us that uncover once we get into this state of absolute quiet and silence. And every time those come up, the question is, can you stay equanimous, as they call it beautifully, this word?
Yeah.
Can you stay neutral in your observation of the experience? And sometimes you like, I've meditated so long, I can stay neutral with everything. And then something really big from the depth of your subconscious brings you completely out of balance for a couple of days in a row in this retreat, for example. And you're like, well, I don't even know what meditation is. I'm so identified with my thoughts, I cannot even get myself out of it anymore. And no, it's definitely, if I would do that for a year, it's definitely going to be difficult. But I have the perspective of what's possible by doing that. And that is worth so much that I would choose that any day.
Wow.
Or any year.
Wow. You are light years ahead.
Everyone their way, though. Everyone their own way of doing something like that.
And light years. enlightenment years ahead.
Badumch.
But everyone, yeah, no, I mean, each to their own, right? Yeah, beautiful though. Okay, 1 year at a monastery, or spend 1 year,
At a
like
family
one
reunion.
full year, like
Yeah.
full year
Yeah.
at a family reunion.
Yeah.
That's such a difficult. No, it's not difficult at all. The first one. What am I to do with my family? I mean, come on.
Well, I mean, have fun,
No.
enjoy the time, have good connections and good. I mean, there's different types of families. There's also families that would love to have more of that space. Maybe, you know.
What family can I choose from? I mean, is it selective, or is it like the full capacity of my family? Because I mean,
what part of the family? Yeah. That's a good question. Does the answer change if you could choose that?
well, family is something I consider as not particularly my own family, right? I have a few friends, really good friends, and their mom, dad, the family that surrounds them, is somehow more integrated as family for me than my own blood family. Most of my own blood family. There are some parts from the family from my mom's side that I absolutely loathe, like really loathe. Not like meatloaf, but really loathe. The moment that they decided to turn against part of her family, but also her mom when she was still living, her mom was financially very secure. And they already started, like, in the form of like lawsuits and stuff like that, to get the most money out of their inheritance, while the mom in question, or their mom, was still living and still in nursery homes, and they tried to, like, bring her to, like, they just didn't made a lot of good decisions, let's put it like that. So I absolutely loathe that part of the family.
So loathing, in the sense, for people that don't understand the word, basically having a rejection and feeling very resentful. It could be close to loathing, right?
Yeah, it's I guess it's a more harsh way of resenting.
Yeah.
Yeah. For the people that don't understand it, we're talking English, dude. We would be the ones that were like, what is this word? What am I?
I don't know. I speak pretty good English, but loathing, if there's any people that are not native English speakers,
Yes.
I don't know if they know the word.
I think you speak very good English too. Yes.
Yes, I know that
no
my
problem.
family wouldn't understand loathing.
Loading. Hey, you're loading. Hey, yes, to me a lotje.
A little Dutch joke for you people.
Something to do with a lottery and never getting the prizes.
I also loathe the lottery.
Hey. So, yeah. No, monastery, definitely. Because, I mean, at a monastery, I could... Well, it really depends. Because I have family. And they are, I guess, Suriname.
From Suriname?
Right? From Suriname, right?
I didn't know you had family from Suriname.
Well, that's what I say, right? I have a few, I have one good friend, really, really close with him, and every time I'm at his house, it's like I'm a child, a child at house,
like that. Yeah.
Right?
So if you would be that family as your own family, so to say, then you would maybe choose that one.
Then screw that monastery, man.
Yeah.
Then it's chicken, it's dancing, it's making fun, it's having jokes, it's playing board games, it's celebrating life in such a way that
Probably
I absolutely
still
love it.
after a year. I mean, a year is long, man, and you really get to know each other, and it's almost like a really reality TV show. Just put a bunch of people, regardless of if they are family or not, put them together in a space for a year. It's quite difficult. There's always going to be things coming up, right?
Yeah, no, it's super difficult. I mean, I'm really, I guess the reason why I am always looking forward to seeing some friends, good friends of mine, is because we can enjoy for a moment life in a beautiful way, and then I can go home again.
Yeah, makes sense.
But
makes
it
sense.
is true.
Of course, even with our partner, we have
my
that.
space after that.
Yeah. Even with our partner, we can have that. That's completely fine. It makes absolute sense. But in this question, I would say that that's not an option. I would say that here, family reunion means actual your family, because that's what is the most difficult, basically, because it's our family. I would say that our family also, because our parents, for example, they created a lot of the triggers that we have, what I shared before, right? That if we are a child and we get rejected by our parents, we want the confirmation from our parents. Therefore, it comes so deeply within us. And then if we are with our family and they don't confirm us, but they reject us, then that triggers the deepest layer of insecurity, not being good enough, because it links back to the experience we had as a child when they did that. And so that makes it the most difficult to stay in a state of enlightenment, so to say, if you're with your family.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I'd love to be in a monastery, but when it comes to like my real family, then I'll choose my dad's family. And then I'll go for that, a year with my dad's family, a reunion for a year long. Because most of them are so individual that I just feel like I'm going to teach you.
What do you mean? They're individual? They're focused too much on themselves? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, focused very much on their own space, like their own intimacy when it comes to their own like family bond, right? But when it comes to the full family, like the wider, the bigger party or the bigger picture, there's been some moments that they could be with each other, like the whole family, a lot more. And then they still choose, no, let's stay with our own little family. So only due to that reason, to just mix the whole shangbang together.
You just want to bring your family together. That's a beautiful intention.
Yes.
That's a beautiful intention.
Absolutely.
Just put them all in a year together, and then, they'll start having their processes, and hopefully we'll get out of it better at the end of it.
Hasta bana. I don't need to see you again. Bye-bye. No, it's no, absolutely. Yeah. I think it would be really good for the family also to
So you're choosing put your family all together and you go for a year in the monastery.
That's the ideal. Yeah.
I love it.
Where's Martin? He organized all this.
You said he had to go, and he had this like monk outfit on, and
we know he's weird, but yeah.
Probably an acting role.
Hey!
There we go. Another question?
Right. Yes, let's go.
Let's do one more at least. So we're sharing the screen again for the people that are listening.
Would you rather
clicking
live
on
in a monastery?
Next? There he goes again. Yeah, you ready to roll? You ready for the next question?
Rumble and roll. Yes.
Have your inner critic. Nee, ik laat jou hem doen.
What did you just say?
Ik laat jou hem doen. There was a bit of Dutch in between. I usually said, I'll let you do it. In Dutch.
In Dutch? Okay. Have your inner critic as podcast co-host, or your ex as a mindfulness teacher?
As your mindfulness teacher, that's supposed to be.
So would you rather have your inner critic as a podcast co-host, or your ex as your mindfulness teacher? Have your inner critic. Who is my inner critic? That's me.
Yeah, that's basically all your negative thought streams, the parts of you that are judging you.
as a podcast co-host, that would be. Wow, that's a party.
Be careful what you're saying, Martin.
Yeah.
Maybe people don't like it. Maybe better shut up.
You're awful.
Your laughter is so funny. Don't laugh.
You were so beautiful, but you're ugly.
Oh, so giving you a compliment and right away snatching it back. Vicious.
You're such a talented people. You're such a talented human, but no one sees it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's okay, right? Then we have the possibility of just fully surrendering to that.
Oh, your ex as a mindfulness teacher. My ex. Okay, so then I'll go back to my most serious relationship, whereas I still have a lot of love when I look back at that relationship. It's funny, I never talk negative about that relationship also. Someone, like I recently had a car. I didn't recently had a car. I don't have a car yet, but I had a car ride with one of my colleagues at work. Or we, had like this little work day together, and then she asked me about, because she's gonna marry soon, and then she asked me about, hey, how's your like previous relationships? And then I talked about it, and she was like, it's so beautiful that it's so refreshing. Normally I hear guys and they're always complaining about their former exes or relationships, and mine was actually very, beautiful in some way. I mean, it didn't work out in the end, but even when we were gone, like not gone, but like separated from each other, right? When we already broke up, I still made the decision to take her to France to see my dad, to let my dad meet her, to get him to know someone who I was with for like 3 years.
It's beautiful if you can break up like that, where you still have this connection and you still excited to share them with
wonderful
your family.
Wonderful. I am looking
Maybe you
forward
should take her to the reunion.
Yeah. But then I'll go from the monastery, right? Because maybe there are still possibilities for sex. So no, such a primitive way of thinking. My God.
Oh, Martin.
Something
now,
about
now your inner critic comes
up.
Now your inner critic.
Yeah.
He's like, why did you say that? That was so basic, so human. Like, I'm much more enlightened than that.
This is not me. No, come on, turn it off. You don't need to say this. You could do without. Oh, yeah. No, it's actually a bliss. When you're talking about bliss, it's a bliss not having sex for 4 months now. Yeah, 4 months. It's good. It's good.
Celibacy.
It's a good experience. Yes.
Celibacy. I mean, partially celibacy. Celibacy, I think, also implies not playing yourself with yourself either. So
yeah, now let's keep it at partial, okay?
Okay, partial celibacy.
Partial. Yeah.
But then the question, Martin, your ex as a mindfulness teacher is something else. It's like, okay, you have a good relationship with your ex, but what kind of advice would she be giving you as a mindfulness teacher? Is she so mindful? I don't know. I'm just asking.
Yeah, I'm thinking about the question. Well, I mean, I already knew it the moment that I saw the question and really took it in a little bit. I already knew my answer. Yes, because my ex is a lovely, lovely woman and very talented in ways that she didn't really discover or explore yet when we were together. But after that, she had like a beautiful path, and now she's doing amazing stuff. A mindfulness teacher, however, I would not see her doing. Not my mindfulness teacher. Let's put it like that. No, just no.
So Your
with all
choice.
the love. How cool is it to like have a continuous conversation with your inner critic as a
I
podcast
knew you were gonna
co-host?
go there. I knew you were gonna
Come
go
on,
there.
dude, that's like having a talk with your alter ego, like all the time. Like it's, and I would get frustrated, I would cry, I would laugh, I would
Be ashamed probably as well
rage,
sometimes, no?
rage. I would
Yeah.
feel ashamed. I would almost want to tear up the that inner critic. I would also be very mean towards it, but I mean, that's a flow of all the emotions that are
Mm.
out there.
Hmm.
What's a bigger present than being in the present with all the emotions out there? There's
Mm.
not no bigger present than that.
Mm. Well, well said.
How
But
about you?
still courageous. Still very courageous. I mean, it would
Courageous.
definitely deliver some viral content, I think.
Yeah.
You and your inner
Yeah.
critic, like, like going at it each other. Phew. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, but it is indeed interesting, right? It does give that opportunity to actually have even deeper reflections about yourself. But being able to stay present in that, I think, is difficult. Yeah, for me, it's actually quite easy to choose my ex as a mindfulness teacher. And that has everything to do with that my ex was basically my mindfulness teacher and much more than that.
Hey. Yeah.
Not literally, but more as she was really the one that helped me awaken and to learn to understand my thoughts. And that's a lot to do with mindfulness, right? And she would even, when she would have something that she would want, then sometimes there's a way of in which I would say women, but let's say the feminine, can express something. For example, you're driving on the road and your partner, your woman is sitting next to you and she's like, do you maybe need to go to the toilet? And you're like, no, and you drive forward. What did she actually mean? She needs to go to the toilet, and she said that so that you could ask her if she needs to go, so that you could stop and you could actually go to the toilet. But we as men, or the masculine, takes things more literal and exact. No, I don't need to go, so let's continue driving. Boom, easy as that. What she would do is she would express things from this feminine energy, sometimes cryptically. She would see that I wouldn't really understand, and then she would step outside of this feminine, go into her masculine, and kind of give subtitles to what her feminine actually wants, and then ask me sometimes even the exact sentence that she would want to hear, then step back into her feminine. I would express that sentence just because she shared it with me that I should say that, and then she was like, yeah, good, thank you. And then she would just take it. And I learned so much about when my partner is in stress, instead of needing to advise or getting triggered by what she's saying, just taking it for the emotion that's there in the moment, not listening too much to the details of it. Sure, listening, but not listening too much to the details in the sense of it doesn't necessarily have to be true. I don't need to defend myself always. I can simply just be there and let her have her emotions and hold space for that, so that afterwards she can also be in her balance again, instead of that we create a fight because I start defending, she starts attacking. And that really helps me in this relationship I have right now, because sometimes if Leia has her emotional moments, and I'm not saying only women do, I also have them. That's why I kind of make it feminine, masculine. I can go into my feminine. I would say the feminine is much more about the depth of emotions and the range and everything, and the masculine is more like a stable place. And I think you need both, because if you have like a color, like one of these coloring plates that you have when you go to a restaurant for children, right? Where they have this lines are there, and then children can color then those lines in, right? This coloring book or whatever you would call that. Then I would say the masculine are the lines. And the lines are very nice, but they're just lines. And it's the color that then afterwards comes in that breathes life into it. And I would say the color is the feminine. So in all its diversity, with all its emotion, it's intense, it's chaotic, and it's beautiful at the same time. And that's what I would represent as the feminine. And we need both. We need the lines in order to even understand what the colors are there for, and how they fit into the whole perspective, so to say. just to give a basic understanding of how I, in some shape or form, see masculine and feminine. And if she would be in this feminine chaos and feminine emotions, then, or if she is Leia, my girlfriend, then I'm so much better right now at just having this inner dialogue, even if I get triggered by something that she says, and my inner critic tells me, no, but that's not true. I did put the dishes in yesterday. She says I never put the dishes in. Like something simple like that. I don't say it. I just sit there, and I know that if she gets the space to just express these emotions, there's going to be a point where she's like, oh, and it's released. And then suddenly, naturally, she comes to me. She wants a hug. I give her a hug. And then she expresses, oh, and by the way, it's not true that you never do the dishes. I saw you do it yesterday. You know, as I, and it's not like I'm always able to do that. If I'm full myself or not emotionally, like if I don't have the space, then I could still go into the reaction. But more and more, I'm able to just stay within myself and stay balanced and let her express those emotions and come to that point. And my ex really helped me with that. So yeah, my ex is a mindfulness teacher. Hell yeah. And I'm in a good relationship with her in the sense that we don't speak much at the moment. I speak mainly a lot with her, her daughter, who's now 8 years old, who I met when she was 2 years old. So basically, from when she was very young, I have a very good connection with her. We call each other every now and then and check in, and we're planning that she can come over to visit. And so sometimes when I'm talking to her, she's in the house together with her mom, and then I see her, speak shortly with her, but we don't have that much connection. But we left off in a good place, and I'm happy with that relationship. And yeah, would be a good mindfulness teacher. Intense at times. She could be intense.
Yeah.
But I like my intensity.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's nice. That's nice. That's also nice towards her. I'm happy that you can put it like that, that you can position it like that. It's such a blessing, man, to not have like these ongoing negative thoughts about all the relationships that you had. It is such a blessing, man. And she sounds like a really good mindfulness teacher. Someone who keeps you very much on your tippy toes.
It was really, really interesting because it's almost as if she didn't have a social filter in the sense of how we kind of have when we arrive in social situations where we kind of have certain masks on and we don't show everything of ourselves right away, and we first talk about the weather and we talk about what did you do yesterday, and we just keep it sometimes very light, so to say, or very superficial, you could also call that, which nothing wrong with it in general, but something that I really enjoy is going in depth, reason for this podcast as well. And she was really good at doing that in any situation, and that is really good in the sense of if someone would say something, she would always dive in to go deeper. And if someone would share something which in some ways would be incongruent, inauthentic, not aligned somehow, maybe their body was showing something different, maybe it was simply just a feeling she had with the energy because she could feel energies very well, then she would confront the person about it. And that would, hey, you said this, but you're doing this. What's going on? And, then sometimes people would actually open up and share. And that would be really, really beautiful. And then there would be this process. You would just visit people. Maybe you just met them. You would have this process. But afterwards, you really get to know each other and you really have depth. And then the heart opened and it felt really beautiful. And there was also situations where people did not open up, or there was just not enough safety for them to really open up, so they held with their position, and then it became this little bit of a confrontational energy that even led sometimes to us being kicked out at certain places. So it really, and she always confronted me with my things as well, sometimes also at places with family around, for example, to bring back the family topic, which then makes it really difficult because then there's suddenly this, there's a family and there's a certain perspective of what you go into with family and you don't, and then suddenly she brings up a topic that's quite deep and brings up a process, but then your family doesn't actually, even my family in that sense, the word processing they don't really know, and there's not, I would say, so much observation of, oh yeah, now that we're going into a process, let's take the time for that, let's feel into what's this coming from and everything like that. So then there would be just an advice being thrown at me, or, and then it's a projection of their own energy, so it doesn't make sense at all in that moment. So basically, there was not enough safety. And then she would still confront and open up the topic, and then it would just not work. And that's what I definitely learned, to find a balance. Also, what I do now with Leia, if we have a process and we're together with a lot of other people, we probably not open that process up. We have this moment of looking at each other, and we kind of know, like, okay, I triggered you or you triggered me in that moment. We're going to have a talk about it when we get home. But like non-verbally, we kind of communicate, let's just chill here, have fun, and we'll talk about it when we get home. And just do that in our own space, in our own sacred, holy, safe container, which makes it sometimes easier, because if there's other people and all other people's judgment or your own ego that also wants not to be too vulnerable or denied by the people around you, it's sometimes easier if so super close to someone to have this moment of feeling insecure, than if it's with people that you're not so feeling so secure with, right? Then it's get difficult. So it was a powerful, intense, but definitely enlightening mindfulness teacher. And it's funny because of that, I did that more often as well. When I would be with friends, I would sometimes also confront them on it, and that also made me lose some friendships, or at least make them shake on the ground a little bit, but sometimes also make them deeper. But I found a new balance of, hey, I don't need to always go into everyone's patterns, even if I see them, basically.
That's a good lesson too.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, especially when you see like a flaw, like something, in a pattern from maybe someone that you really like or love a lot, then, I mean, for me, my instant response to that or impulse would be, oh, I can do something. I can help. I can, give my insight. I don't know if that's the same for you, but
yeah,
because at the end, you want the people around you to also be in the same, or constructive energy, building energy, getting the better, cleaner, more pure version of themselves, as you are also doing for yourself, right?
Yeah, and I do wish that, like, if there is like certain things that I'm doing or saying and I'm not doing, or incongruencies in me, I would love for you to actually, like, hey, Ruben, yo, what's up? To actually mention that. And I even think that's in this podcast, we take on those moments. We do that with each other. And I think that's beautiful, because so many people could see this. So there could be a feeling of insecurity, but then there's apparently enough security in us to confront those parts in this public space. That we are like, yeah, okay, but it feels a little bit insecure, and maybe we do have that inner critic telling us, but what are people going to think of me now when I say this or that? But we still do it, because eventually we do know the essence of it, that it's just beautiful, because it's self-development, it's growth, it's, there's something here that I didn't notice, or some way that I tried to cover up my deeper layers of insecurity, and now that's coming to the surface, and it's like, whoa, exciting, what's going on here? And that we just welcome that. And I think that's also something what the heart of being human is all about, right? That we connect ourselves to our hearts, also noticing when we're not doing that, and then uncovering basically, so that we can open our hearts again and connect to that pure flow of intuition and love. Nah, beautiful episode today again, huh?
The heart of human being, I keep calling it.
You can call it the heart of human being. All good.
It's so funny. You keep calling it the heart of being human. I'm like, yeah, that's how it sounds. Yeah, that's what it is. And then everyone I tell about this podcast, So my mom and my dad. No, but
during the family reunion. Yeah.
Hey mom, hey dad, hey, and everything in between. No, I keep saying the heart of human being. The heart of human being. I don't know.
And then they say, is this like a biology or anatomy class or podcast or?
Then my dad's immediate response would be like, "Oh, then you're probably not doing so well with that podcast." Because you were also failing your classes when you were young. He would probably be like that first.
Oh damn!
Yeah,
right in the trigger.
Right in the trigger, and then I say, Dad, you're getting bold. No,
then you have a fist fight. Would you even last a year? Would you even last a year at a family reunion? Someone would die.
I would be in a casket. Yeah. The heart of being Martin. Well, he's dead. So
yeah, his heart is not functioning anymore. Yeah. So
no,
a lot of real raw stuff today, and all with a wink and a smile.
A lot of joy, actually.
Yeah.
And a little rant from Ruben in the beginning.
A little one. Just a little one. And only just one, I think.
Yes, it was only one. It just took like 30 minutes.
It's always so interesting to see that when we have the podcast done, we have this on a platform, and then the platform shows us who spoke by a different color. So you can see different parts of the in the audio stream, and you can see then, okay, this part is yellow, that's Martin, and this part is purple, this is Ruben. And then certain podcasts, you can truly see that there's a lot of purple. Yeah. Yeah, these little rants.
Purple rain. Yeah. Be your own prince, man.
I'm happy to be associated with that. I think that's good.
Absolutely.
My purple rains of wisdom.
Purple rants. Purple rants.
Oh!
Purple rant. Ah! Purple rant. Ah!
Yeah. A good outro for the podcast.
Honey, I know I have some problems, and I need to share them with my crowd.
Purple rant. Purple
rant.
Love it. Beautiful people, I hope you enjoyed this podcast. Maybe you got something out of it, maybe you didn't. If you didn't enjoy it, also very welcome, because we are incredibly enlightened and it doesn't matter to us that much, because we
Your
are just...
Your opinion doesn't matter, but
exactly.
Please don't let it be negative.
Please like and subscribe, says my inner critic. Please like and subscribe. Please confirm. Please tell me I'm good enough.
Please confirm. Please. I need it.
And if you want to join us for a year-long retreat in the Himalayas, then we have to consider first if we're taking our family or not. For this monastery experience. No, but if you like it, share it. It's a small thing to do, but it really helps the podcast to spread. And if you think that the things we're spreading or sharing here are useful for people to know, make the world a little bit of a better place, make people connect a little bit more to their heart and to the art of being human, then you're very welcome to do so.
Heal the world. Make it a better place. For you and for me and the anti-purple race, there are people dying.
The purple race, yeah. Purple
not
bottle.
the red race, not the red race, but the purple race. Stay purple, people.
Stay purple. I think that's the key essence of today's podcast. Stay purple. Much love, everyone. Ciao, ciao.
Much love. Bye.